What if I told you the daughter of a former president is being accused of plagiarism, and the media's whispering it could be history repeating itself? Malia Obama just stepped into the spotlight, but not the way she planned. Let's break down the scandal shaking up Hollywood and Washington at the same time.
This video was posted intentionally. Let me explain to you why.
Remember John F. Kennedy Jr.? He was declared the frontrunner for the New York Senate seat back in 1999. Days later, his plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, and his rival, Hillary Clinton, was elected senator.
This is why I love what the president does. He gets ahead of the enemy, knowing what manipulation and games are happening behind closed doors. This is my opinion. Last 2 days have been horrible days for Comey. Comey, in his eyes, he hurt Hillary Clinton in 2016 with the election president week before, and he's trying to make it up, okay? All right, so Hillary is tied to Comey. President Trump may have found out something that's going on behind closed doors that nobody else knows about. He's getting ahead of it, and he's just putting the pressure to say, hey, if you even think about doing any of your divisive stuff, Hillary, I'm going to expose you in ways you've never been exposed before. If you even come close to it, I think that's what's going on. And if that's the case, I like getting ahead of it, and I like playing off.
Malia Obama, the daughter of former President Barack Obama, just made her directorial debut. But instead of applause, she's facing major backlash. What was supposed to be a proud moment has now stirred controversy, with critics raising serious questions about originality. Her recent project isn't just making headlines, it's raising more than a few eyebrows.
The country is broken, and it cannot be reconciled anymore. It's too late. It cannot be put back together. It is too late. Republicans, those who continue to vote and support the current president, cannot ever be reconciled with those on the progressive left or left of center who just want to move forward. We can never together find consensus. It's simply impossible. We are past that. It cannot be fixed. It's broken. It's just broken. The only way forward, there's no other alternative. The only way forward is for blue states to separate themselves from red states. We form our own country and we leave them to form their own country.
Critics aren't holding back. They're accusing Malia of lifting the concept and execution straight from another creator. What started as buzz around her artistic debut quickly turned into a firestorm. The moment her Nike commercial dropped, the internet lit up with claims that she had copied someone else's work. What should have been a proud breakthrough moment for Malia instead spiraled into a plagiarism scandal.
Yeah, take a look at this. You will see the similarities. This is the Nike ad. She copied everything, doing the same thing. Really look at this. Copy work.
I'm horrified. And we're back to our daily segment of Michelle Obama's terrible, terrible life. Boo effing who.
People line up for my advice. And you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like, I've written books. I've given speeches.
Why don't we choose more carefully who we're going to lionize? Not just us, but like the Harvards and the MITs of the world. Look how they lionized Epstein, not to mention the Bill Clintons.
Almost immediately, whispers of plagiarism turned into loud accusations. Independent filmmaker Natalie Harris didn't mince words. She outright claimed that Malia Obama had lifted her concept. The timing, the visuals, even the emotional tone. Harris said it all felt far too familiar. And just like that, the spotlight turned harsh. Meanwhile, Malia's mother, Michelle Obama, wasn't escaping criticism either. Her recent podcast appearance stirred a different kind of controversy. Opening up about the struggles of marriage and family life, she described parts of her White House experience as emotionally draining. But for many listeners, it came across as tone-deaf. To some, her comments sounded less like vulnerability and more like complaints wrapped in privilege.
Life. Boo effing who. She went on a podcast called Diary of a CEO. And once again, wants you to know how awful it is to be married with children.
There are just many natural reasons why marriage, infertility, trying to have kids makes things difficult. It's like I try to tell couples, of course it's hard. Just listen to what I said.
I mean, there's something wrong with this person. Like, she's seriously depressed. She has the most negative, dark outlook on life I've ever heard from a public figure, and actually found a way to bitch and moan about how hard it is to live in the White House.
I mean, seriously, can we just stop and reflect on the sheer audacity for a second? You're living in the White House, arguably the most iconic residence on the planet, with 24/7 security, private chefs, top-tier healthcare, and the power to command global attention with a single sentence. And yet somehow it's framed as a hardship. That kind of narrative doesn't just fall flat, it detonates. The message doesn't land as relatable, it lands as detached. Detached from the average American trying to make ends meet, from the mother juggling 2 jobs to pay rent, from the dad scraping together medical bills. Michelle Obama's comments didn't just spark backlash, they reignited a long-standing criticism that the political elite loved to wear the cloak of struggle while seated comfortably at the top. And then, like clockwork, the media chorus jumps in to cushion the blow. Sympathy pieces, soft interviews, emotionally tinted retrospectives, all designed to reframe the narrative. But people aren't buying it like they used to. This is a new era. We've entered a cultural moment where glossing over privilege in favor of pity just doesn't work anymore. The audience is smarter. They've seen too much. They know that crying into gold-plated throw pillows doesn't qualify as adversity. So when Michelle lamented her life in the White House, again, it didn't come off as honest or vulnerable. It came off as performative. This is the same pattern we're now seeing with Malia, a promising new director stepping into the spotlight only to be hit with allegations of creative theft. And suddenly, the whole machine activates. The defensive articles, the online deflections, the carefully crafted PR spins. It's the same old song, powerful families playing damage control while critics and creators without the same connections get silenced or shoved aside. When Natalie Harris, an independent filmmaker, pointed out the blatant similarities between Malia's Nike ad and her own original work, she didn't just ignite a plagiarism debate, she spotlighted the imbalance in how consequences are handed out in Hollywood and politics alike. But let's not pretend this ends with the Obamas. The broader issue is this. We've allowed the children of elite families to waltz into top-tier platforms while brushing off valid criticism as hate or misunderstanding. The reaction to Malia's controversy isn't just about one commercial, it's about the precedent. It's about whether the rules actually apply to everyone or just to the people outside the inner circle. And on the sidelines, Michelle continues her media tour, subtly reinforcing the same tone-deaf message. That extreme privilege still deserves sympathy if you say it with just the right emotional tone, but the public's patience is thinning. People are tired of the rich and powerful rewriting their stories as tragedies, while ordinary Americans live through very real, very unforgiving struggles. So what's the takeaway? Maybe it's that power, fame, and influence have become shields from accountability. Maybe it's that the more privilege someone has, the more likely they are to frame criticism as a personal attack. Or maybe it's that we're finally waking up to the illusion that these figures ever truly represented the average citizen. But I'll leave that to you. Is this just another case of overblown outrage? Or is the backlash toward the Obamas, both Michelle and Malia, a symptom of deeper public frustration? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read them all. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next.